On today's Dinging Corners, we are going to be talking about starting Bowman. Bowman can be scary, and I'm here to talk about it. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's Dinging Corners. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Dinging Corners. I am your host, Nate. I've got my Brewtown t-shirt on, Wisconsin's premier card shop, and we are here to talk about Bowman baseball, Bowman Chrome, Bowman draft, Bowman cards in general. And the reason I want to talk about this today is because on the live stream the other day, I went a little bit more in depth into this subject. And I've been thinking about it lately because you're watching the rest of the card market crash. Well, not the rest of the card market, but you're watching like base card market from Topps Flagship and stuff like that go down. You're watching other guys, Prism base cards go down, right? It's mainly the base market that's going down. But there's a lot of cards going down in price right now. And one thing that I feel like is impervious to that is the Bowman Chrome market, because you look and there's guys all over the place that are up and up big. And so I wanted to talk about that, and I was trying to figure out how to talk about that. And I realized that the Bowman Chrome market is probably kind of scary for a lot of people. People just don't understand the minor leagues. They don't have time to pay attention to, 120 different minor league teams along with their favorite major league team. And so that can be kind of scary where you're like, I don't know how Luis Matos did today, and I don't really want to go find out, or you forget about it or anything. It can be daunting. It can be daunting. I understand that because there's a ton of teams. And if you buy, 7 different guys from 7 different teams, plus you have the cards of your major league teams, all of a sudden you're trying to pay attention to 37 teams each day, and guys can get lost in the cracks. And you end up, having a guy that's hot and you just never realize it. You forget you have his cards. It goes way back down because you don't hear about him every day. You hear about major leaguers when they do well. Like if you have Yordan Alvarez cards, you're going to hear about Yordan Alvarez if you turn on MLB Tonight. If you have Corey Howell, you're probably not going to hear about Corey Howell unless you follow the Brewers farm system Twitter, right? It's just the way the world works. And so Bowman is a scary thing. And I'm here to tell you that you don't need to invest in 1,000 different guys along Bowman to figure it out. You don't even need to invest in 2 different teams to figure it out. Just take your favorite team. So in my case, the Brewers, and our slideshow today is going to be on the Brewers. Take your favorite team and start there. You don't need to learn any more prospects. I'm sure if you're watching this and you love baseball, you probably enjoy the prospects in your own farm system. If you're a Rays fan, you're really in tune with how Wander Frankel and Vidal Brujan and Brendan McKay and guys like that are doing, right? And Greg Jones. If you are an Orioles fan, you're really in tune with how Adley Rutschman and Gunnar Henderson are doing, right? If you are a Kansas City Royals fan, you're in tune with like the Brady Singers of the world. You can just focus on your team and make money. You don't need to dive deep into other things because Bowman Chrome is daunting. It is extremely daunting because you have the whole minor league system. People get confused by the first as opposed to the rookie. They don't really understand it. And so I'm here to tell you that you can make money and you don't have to get too complicated on it. You can just go into your own team. We're just covering the Brewers here in this slideshow, and there's money to be made on all levels of guys up and down the system. And so let's get into it. So starting Bowman, the name of the segment, and we're talking about the Brewers. All right, so right away, you've got Joe Gray. Now, if you know anything about Joe Gray, he's killing it this year. He has 8 doubles, 5 triples, 10 home runs on the year, 1,000+ OPS in low A. A couple years ago, he was drafted He had a terrible year in rookie ball. He had a terrible 2018 in rookie ball, terrible 2019 in rookie ball. He sat out 2020. He comes up to the highest level he's ever played in low A in Carolina. And he has 1,000 OPS in the first month plus of the season, along with 21 extra base hits, including 5 triples and 10 home runs, which is insane, or 22 extra base hits. My math was bad there for a second. So he's been killing it. And I tried to go back to December. I figured right before the New Year switch, people start buying cards. So we go back to December for most of these if I can get back that far. But if I couldn't, then we'd figure something out. So in December of 5th, 2020, you could have bought a refractor auto of Joe Gray for $3.20. Now, after Joe Gray's 1,000 OPS, blah, 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 June 9th, which was yesterday, $26 on bids, plus $3.75 shipping, but $26 on bids for a base auto. Refractor auto for $3.20, base auto for $26. I bet you could sell that refractor auto for like $35 right now, and you'd be making, 10 times your money on this $3.20 investment in December. And I know I get some of these guys I'm going to go through you're going to be like, why would we ever buy that? And the point of this exercise is to say it's your favorite team. Who is likely to have a Joe Gray auto? Your favorite team. Somebody who's a fan of their favorite team. You're not likely to have a Adolis Garcia auto from the Rangers if you weren't a Rangers fan. Does that make sense? Or a Cardinals fan when they traded him. It's unlikely that an Orioles fan or a Brewers fan or a A's fan or anything like that would have Adolis Garcia. Likewise, it's kind of unlikely that a non-Brewers fan would have a Joe Gray, which is why you can make money on Joe Gray if you're a Brewers fan, because you're like, oh, I'm kind of excited about his upside. He was drafted, yada, yada, yada. He's got a ton of tools, lottery ticket type thing. We'll buy in $3.20. I'll buy one. I'll see what happens. Your $3.20 6 months later turns into $35 or whatever. Aaron Ashby, a much significantly higher prospect in the world of prospects than Joe Gray. One of the Brewers' top 5 prospects if you look at prospect lists, depending on the place. And he was a 4th-round pick from a number of years ago. And he was interesting, nasty stuff, small college type of guy that would excel in the Brewers system. Corbin Burnes came from St. Mary's as a 4th-round pick. Brendan Woodruff came from Ole Miss or Mississippi State or something like that as an 11th-round pick, though, right? Freddy Peralta was an 18-year-old third player in a trade for Adam Lind. The Brewers have a knack for making these guys that are lesser picks, lesser prospects when they get them, into absolute studs. And so Aaron Ashby, no different, nasty stuff. Can they build him up? And to an extent, they have. He came up in spring training. He was dominant in March. His prices went up. And he's been dominant in the minors. December 19th, 2020, Aaron Ashby, you could have bought a base auto for $2.27. June 7th, 2021, you could have sold the same card for $15.50. So you're making almost 8 times your money, 7 times your money for sure. Almost, maybe not 7 times your money with that 27 cents. 6 times and some percentage your money on Aaron Ashby if you'd bought for $2.27 and sold out for $15. And if you had bought 4 at the time and spent $10, you're sitting on $60. That's a good deal. Corey Howell. Now, this is the type of guy that we're not even talking about autos here. So these last couple cards were autos for the Bowman Chrome autos. This, you don't even have to delve into autos. You don't have to find a guy that has an auto. Sometimes you can find a guy that just has Bowman Chrome cards. Now, Corey Howell is a guy that not even I would have invested in. I would have invested in Joe Gray. I even looked into it. I did invest in Aaron Ashby because I like the idea of him. No part of me would have invested in Corey Howell, but maybe you're a fan of the Timber Rattlers and had seen him play, something like that, and you liked him and you bought in, or you just want to buy every Brewers player that comes out every year. You could have made huge money on Corey Howell. So May 8th, a gold non-auto. You can see this here on the screen. It sold for under $6.99 because it strikes out the $6.99 and says best offer accepted. you could have bought underneath that price. So let's say it's $5. $5 plus $3.50 shipping. We'll count out the shipping because the shipping underneath is there too. It's almost the same price. So $5 you could have bought this card. And on June 3rd, 2021, you could have sold the exact same gold non-auto for $51. That's 10 times your money. If this went for $5, I'm assuming $2 off, whatever. You could have 10 times your money on a non-auto Corey Howell. Now, is it likely that as a Brewers fan, you're into this guy? Probably not. I wouldn't have been. I'm probably a little bit of a front runner when it comes to Brewers cards, though. And so I'm not really diving deep into this type of stuff. Even though I know the names, I'm not like, oh, I should go find if he has a Bowman Chrome card. And so even way deep. So Joe Gray's a name. Aaron Ashby's a name. Corey Howell was not a name. But if you were a fan of a minor league team he played on and bought in, you could have made money. Or if you're just a fan of getting every Brewers player you can every year, you're making money. Say you don't want to go deep dives. The, Aaron Ashby's, the Corey Howells, the Joe Grays of the world. You could front run. You could have front run and bought the Brewers' top 2 prospects in Garrett Mitchell and Bryce Terang and made money. So December 24th, a day before Christmas, a Bowman Chrome Draft Garrett Mitchell auto sold for $83. You all know how good Garrett Mitchell is. He's dealt with a knee injury for the most of this year. He is back now, but he is a stud. He was a first-round pick. He lit up spring training. He's amazing. He looks like he's going to be amazing. I worry about him hitting the ball on the ground, but he's got enough speed to beat it out. I mean, he's got like 70 grade speed, so not a worry there. Garrett Mitchell, $83 for a Bowman Chrome auto on December 24th, 2020, a day before Christmas. June 2nd, 2021, $188.34, and that's even a little bit lower than what they got up to. So if you sold at the height, you would even made more money, but right now you're making $100. You're making $100 on Garrett Mitchell by just front running and buying the top cream of the crop of this system. And the second cream of the crop guy on this system is Bryce Terang, Brewers shortstop prospect, and on December 16th, a shortstop prospect that's showing a little bit more power, has a great eye, getting more hits lately in Double-A in his first taste of Double-A. He's been really good. Bryce Terang, Bowman Chrome auto, $11.50 on December 16th, 2020. Now, June 7th, we're looking at $22.67 for the same card. So you are quite literally doubling your money here. You can't do much better than that, right? I mean, you can do better than that, but it's super nice, even if you're buying like a front-running guy like a Bryce Terang in a system, to still double your money. And with how good Bryce Terang is, and I think he's going to pop up those prospect lists mid-season, I think you could still see a slight boost from here. $30, maybe even $40. When I say 40, I'm thinking of like the Tyler Freemans and the Nolan Joneses of the world, that kind of prospect that, mid 50s, 60s type of prospect that can get up to the $40 range for a base auto. I think he has it in him. I think there's still room. Full disclosure, I own a couple autos, and I'm excited. I'm excited about Bryce Terang, but even right here, if you bought it at $11.50, there's no shame in selling it $22.67. You're making money. And so you could have front run. You didn't even have to dive deep into the prospects. You could have front run and made money on the Brewers system. Or you could have invested in the top 3 interesting pitchers from the starting rotation in the major leagues this year. So Freddy Peralta, who owns the best hits per 9 in the MLB at like 4.1, and he also owns the best K per 9 in the MLB at, I don't remember what. But Freddy Peralta, least hits per 9, most strikeouts per 9. He's been amazing. He does walk a number of guys, but last time I checked, he had a 2.25 ERA, which is absolutely incredible. And yet he's the 3rd best pitcher in the Brewers rotation. On December 16th, 2020, you could have bought a Bowman Chrome auto of his for $6. At one point, I owned an Orange Wave auto for $83. He came up, made his first start, and I sold it a week later after getting it for $205. That felt pretty good. looking back on it, I feel like I probably wish I still had that orange auto, even if I got, 100% in a week. So here, this Bowman Chrome auto was $6 on June 6, 2021. So that was December 16th, 2020. June 6, 2021, you could have sold the same auto for $41. That's a big, big price increase. We're talking almost 7 times there on this price increase there. And that is for the third best pitcher in the Brewers system. He's been absolutely incredible in the Brewers rotation. He's been incredible. And you could have 7 times your money on Freddy Peralta. Corbin Burnes, you couldn't have actually 7 times your money, because on December 22nd, 2020, his Bowman Chrome auto, and we don't have to talk about Corbin Burnes because you all know I talked about him ad nauseum before the season started, trying to get you guys to buy him, and he has been as good as I was hoping for, and he's been absolutely incredible. So we don't need to talk about him. But December 22nd, 2020, you could have bought a Bowman Chrome auto of his for $10.83. On June 7th, you could have sold his Bowman Chrome auto for $21.50. So you are making double your money. Now, this is a little bit deceptive because this is down, significantly down. They were going for $40, $50 at one point for his Bowman Chrome base autos, and they are down to $21.50. And yet, if you bought in December, you are still making, and this is after his breakout, small sample size, but breakout season last year. This is after that, and it was $10.83, and he's amazing, and it's $21.50. So you don't need to just focus on a Freddy Peralta. You could have grabbed a guy that was amazing last year, small sample size, bought in December, and still made good money. Even if you didn't sell at the right time, you're still making money here. And then lastly, we've got Brandon Woodruff, who was dominant last year, absolutely amazing. And you could have bought his Topps Chrome rookie auto in December for $8.27. Despite how amazing he was last year, despite how good he was the year before that, $8.27 for one of the best pitchers in the NL at the time. And now, June 7th, same Topps Chrome rookie auto, $15.27, which is really a slap in the face to Brandon Woodruff, considering he is the second best pitcher in the National League this year behind Jacob deGrom, and yet he gets no love. $15.27 for a Topps Chrome rookie auto is a slap in the face to him. But he has been amazing, and despite him being amazing for 3 years and not getting any love, you still could have made money. $8.27 to $15.27. Not double, but you could have still made money on him if you'd bought in. And so the point of this whole exercise was to show you that there was a number of guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We talked about 8 guys that you could have made money on by just being a Brewers fan. And I'm sure that's not the only guys you could have made money on. There's other guys out there. Javon Ward, he's been killing it, even though he doesn't have Bowman Chrome autos. He's got Leaf Perfect game autos and stuff. And who knows if those have gone up in price or not. And just various other guys that you could have bought into and made money on the Brewers. But I don't want to make it seem like it's all sunshine and rainbows for the whole Brewers system, because there was one major elephant in the room, and that is Cassandra. If you would have bought into Cassandra expecting a bounce back this season, you were wildly disappointed. On January 9th, because I couldn't get December 2021, a Bowman Chrome rookie auto BGS 9.5 with 3 9.5s and a 9 sold for $140. June 7th, just 5 months later, 6 months later, whatever it is, same Cassandra Bowman Chrome auto, same BGS 9.5, same subgrades, except for a difference on what the 9.5s are on, the 3 9.5s and the 9, and this sold for $35.50. So you are talking $105 loss on this card right here, which is absolutely significant. Absolutely brutal. The guy looks completely lost to the plate. He goes down to AAA and hits. He went 2 for 5 last night, 2 strikeouts though. He comes up to the major leagues and can't touch a baseball to save his life. And so, There is a ton of money to be made if you follow your system and your system only, but there's also significant money to be lost. And I know a ton of people, a ton of Brewers fans who have a ton of Keston here. I'm talking rows and rows of Keston here. You know, Topps flagship PSA 10s and Topps Chrome PSA 10s that are now a Topps Chrome PSA 10 is probably like $20 when they're probably buying and grading for maybe more than that, maybe less. But, you know, putting huge amounts of money into Keston Hiura, and it has backfired drastically. Purple autos, you know, stuff like this. It happens. It happens. Sometimes you're not going to you're not going to hit on every guy. But if you take some chances, if you buy really cheap on a few guys like a Joe Gray or a Corey Howell or an Aaron Ashby, you know, and you hit major returns, if you put 10 guys into each of those, you are covering. You are definitely covering for this Keston Hiura auto if you bought one of those. So $30 there makes up for the $100 loss here. And so it's just one of those things. You're going to take your losses. You're going to take your gains. But hopefully, if you buy smart enough and you buy cheap enough, your gains will way outweigh your losses if you just follow the rookie card market. It is one of those things, the Bowman Chrome market, that is scary, but I really think if you are kind of dragging your feet on joining, one, it's safe. I think it's way safer than the rest of the market. I've seen big gains, but I haven't seen big losses in this market. Where you see the big losses are the Bowman Chrome cards of major players. So when we're talking Ronald Acuna, Juan Soto, Eloy Jimenez, you know, Gleyber Torres, anybody like that, right? Fernando Tatis. Those cards get super, super high in price because I think once they're in the majors and doing really well, people that don't really want to get in on the Bowman Chrome prospect market, like when they're prospects, will buy in on the Bowman Chrome prospect cards when they are bona fide major leaguers. And so they're willing, instead of buying Juan Soto at $135 and watching his career progress, they're willing to spend $4,000 on that card because they already know what he is. But they're not willing to do that for minor leaguers. And that you see that across the board. And so those are the type of cards in the Bowman Chrome market that can go down in price. Up in price, down in price. Up in price really high, down in price really low. The cards that I find that are staying pretty steady and being pretty successful, you know, the Bryce Terang Bowman Chromes, those have been sitting there at $20, $25 for months. They haven't been going down. They haven't been going up, but they haven't been going down compared to other cards. And stuff like that, where you can see big, big rises on cards like this. And for $3.27, you're in it into a Joe Gray auto for pennies. So how much lower can it really go? You know, it can go to $1 probably. You'll still probably get $1 out of it. And 99 cents or 91 cents shipping if you throw it in an envelope. And so, you know, the max you can lose on somebody like that is $2. And yet you could have gained, you know, $30. One of those things that the Bowman Chrome market feels safe to me, the prospect market specifically, not the Juan Soto market, the Ronald Acuna market, that type of stuff, not that Bowman Chrome market, but the prospect market while they're still in the minors. That seems really safe to me. So if you're looking for an avenue to spend your money and you haven't jumped into the Bowman Chrome market yet, just look at your favorite team. Go follow the Orioles system, figure out who you want to buy into a couple of the guys, see what happens. Buy in really cheap, you know, just buy low-end guys and see what happens. Every once in a while, one of those guys like Joe Gray is going to pop off and you're going to 10 times your money. And if you put $20 into 8 different guys and one of them pops off and you cover that entire amount that you spent, everything else you're into it is for free. So I would advise, if it's scary, if it's worrisome, if you're just not sure, just follow your favorite team, read up on your favorite team's prospect list, look up those guys on Twitter and see what random people are saying. Go try to find articles on them in like Carolina Mudcats. Go try to find a local article if there are any local news stories and see what you can do for your own team. And I promise you, you'll enjoy it. You'll probably make some money. And it will be a lot more enjoyable when a Joe Gray gets up to the majors that you've been following along this entire time. Thank you for listening to Dinging Corners today, and I will